What if WWE just dropped a massive hint that two major stars are about to walk away from the Judgment Day? Could Liv Morgan and Dominik Mysterio be on the verge of ditching their toxic faction and sparking a blockbuster feud at SummerSlam? Welcome to Ring 2 Reality, your home for the hottest takes and deepest dives into professional wrestling drama. I'm your host, and today, we're breaking down the chaos unfolding in the Judgment Day, Liv Morgan's return, Dominik Mysterio's shaky loyalty, and what it all means for Finn Balor and the faction's future. Let's dive into the ring and unpack this wild storyline. This week's WWE Raw was a roller coaster, and the drama in the Judgment Day is reaching a boiling point. Liv Morgan made her explosive return, immediately stirring the pot by confronting Dominik Mysterio backstage while he was chatting with Roxanne Perez. Things got messy when an argument between Raquel Rodriguez and the former NXT Women's Champion cost Morgan her match, leaving the Miracle Kid fuming. Backstage, Morgan didn't hold back, laying into the Judgment Day and especially Raquel Rodriguez, aka Big Mommy Cool. The tension was palpable, and it's got fans buzzing. Is WWE dropping subtle clues that Liv Morgan and Dominik Mysterio are about to bolt from the Judgment Day? Let's start with Liv Morgan. The Women's Tag Team Champion is clearly fed up with her Judgment Day teammates. Every week, it seems like there's a new issue, whether it's miscommunication, lack of support, or straight-up betrayal. On Raw, her frustration boiled over after Raquel's interference cost her a win. You could see it in her eyes. Liv's done playing nice with a group that's not fully behind her. The WWE Universe is picking up on this, too, with posts on X speculating that Morgan's days in the Judgment Day are numbered. And here's where it gets juicy, Dominik Mysterio, her on-screen boyfriend, might be ready to follow her out the door. Dominik's situation is just as complicated. Dirty Dom, the current Intercontinental Champion, has been walking a tightrope in the Judgment Day. His relationship with Finn Balor is anything but smooth. During the main event of the latest Raw, Dominik's actions, whether intentional or not, cost Balor a shot at qualifying for the Money in the Bank ladder match. The look on Balor's face said it all, he's not happy. This isn't the first time they've clashed, either. At WrestleMania 41, Dominik pinned Balor to win the Intercontinental Championship, a move that's clearly left the Prince bitter. The tension between these two is like a powder keg, and it's only a matter of time before it blows. So, why would Liv and Dominik leave the Judgment Day? For Liv, it's about respect, or the lack of it. She's a champion, a star in her own right, but within the faction, she's constantly dealing with drama and disloyalty. Leaving could be her way of breaking free and proving she doesn't need the Judgment Day to shine. For Dominik, it's about loyalty to Liv. As her on-screen partner, Dirty Dom might choose to stand by her, even if it means turning his back on the group he's been part of for years. Plus, with his issues with Balor piling up, splitting from the Judgment Day could set the stage for a massive feud with the Prince, possibly over the Intercontinental Championship. Speaking of Finn Balor, this shakeup could be his golden opportunity. Balor's an original member of the Judgment Day, and he's made no secret of wanting to lead the faction. Right now, the group's dynamics are a mess, with no clear leader and everyone pulling in different directions. If Liv and Dominik exit, it could clear the way for Balor to step up as the undisputed head of the Judgment Day. Imagine the Prince, with Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley by his side, reshaping the faction into a leaner, meaner unit. Balor's got the experience, the charisma, and the in-ring skills to make it work, and fans have been clamoring for him to get a bigger spotlight. Let's talk about the bigger picture, a potential babyface turn for Liv Morgan, and maybe even Dominik. According to a recent Q&A with Bill Apter on Sportskeeda WrestleBinge, Wrestling Insider WrestleVotes dropped a bombshell. Liv Morgan is reportedly heading toward a babyface turn, with SummerSlam 2025 as the perfect stage for it. The insider noted that Liv and Dominik's storyline took off at last year's SummerSlam, so WWE might be building toward a big moment this year, maybe a breakup or a double turn. SummerSlam 2025, set for August 2nd and 3rd at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, is a two-night spectacle, giving WWE plenty of room to make this storyline a highlight. A babyface turn for Liv makes a ton of sense. She's got the charisma and fan support to pull it off, especially after being stuck in a heel role with the Judgment Day. Fans are already sympathizing with her struggles within the faction, and her return on Raw got a huge pop. If she breaks away, maybe after a betrayal by Raquel or Rhea, the WWE Universe would rally behind her. Picture Liv cutting a fiery promo, calling out the Judgment Day for holding her back, and declaring her independence. The crowd would eat it up, especially if she's fighting for the Women's Tag Team Championship or even a singles title down the line. Dominik's path is trickier. Dirty Dom has thrived as a heel, drawing massive heat with his smug attitude and cheap tactics. Turning him babyface would be a bold move, but it's not impossible. If he leaves the Judgment Day with Liv, he could lean into a storyline about proving his loyalty to her and redeeming himself in the eyes of the fans. Maybe he stands up to Balor, refusing to let the Judgment Day bully them anymore. A feud with Balor over the Intercontinental Championship could be the perfect way to transition Dominik into a fan favorite, especially if he's fighting for something bigger than himself. Let's fantasy book how this could play out. On the road to SummerSlam, Liv and Dominik start showing cracks in their loyalty to the Judgment Day. Maybe Liv gets into it with Raquel again, or Dominik has another run-in with Balor. The tension builds until a pivotal moment on Raw. Say, the Judgment Day tries to ambush Liv during a match, and Dominik makes the save, turning on his own stable. The crowd goes wild as Liv and Dominik stand tall, officially breaking away from the faction. This sets up two potential SummerSlam matches, Liv Morgan vs Raquel Rodriguez or Rhea Ripley for the Women's Tag Team Championship, and Dominik Mysterio vs Finn Balor for the Intercontinental Championship. For the Dominik-Balor match, picture this. Night 1 of SummerSlam, MetLife Stadium is electric. Dominik comes out with Liv in his corner, while Balor's backed by the remaining Judgment Day members. The match is a back-and-forth brawl, with Dominik using his speed and cunning against Balor's technical mastery. The Judgment Day tries to interfere, but Liv neutralizes them, maybe taking out Rhea with a dive to the outside. In the end, Dominik hits a surprise roll-up or a 619 into a frog splash, pinning Balor to retain his title. The fans erupt, not just for the win, but for Dominik and Liv's defiance against their former allies. Liv's match could be just as epic. Let's say she faces Raquel Rodriguez, who's been a thorn in her side. The story's simple, Liv's fighting to prove she's more than just a sidekick in the Judgment Day. The match is hard-hitting, with Raquel's power against Liv's resilience. Liv pulls off a comeback, hitting Oblivion for the win, maybe even capturing or retaining the Women's Tag Team Championship if she's still holding it. This victory cements her babyface turn, and the crowd's chanting her name as she celebrates with Dominik. Of course, this is all speculation for now. WWE loves to throw curveballs, and nothing's set in stone. Maybe Liv turns babyface, but Dominik stays heel, betraying her for the Judgment Day. Or maybe Balor's the one who leaves, setting up a different dynamic. The return of Roxanne Perez could also shake things up, maybe she aligns with Liv or becomes a rival. Whatever happens, the two-night SummerSlam gives WWE a massive canvas to paint this story, and the stakes feel higher than ever. Why does this storyline matter? Because the Judgment Day has been one of WWE's most compelling factions, but it's at a crossroads. Liv Morgan and Dominik Mysterio leaving could refresh the group, giving Balor a chance to shine as a leader while setting up new rivalries. Liv's potential babyface turn could be a career-defining moment, and Dominik's evolution, whether he turns face or doubles down as a heel, will keep fans talking. Plus, the personal stakes, from Liv's frustration to Dominik's loyalty to Balor's ambition, make this a story that's easy to invest in. The WWE Universe is already buzzing about this. Posts on X are filled with fans debating whether Liv and Dominik will really leave, who should lead the Judgment Day, and what SummerSlam has in store. The consensus? People want big moments, and this storyline has the potential to deliver. Whether it's Liv embracing the fans, Dominik standing by her, or Balor taking charge, this could be one of the defining angles of 2025. Before we wrap up, let's consider the what-ifs. Could Liv and Dominik form their own faction, taking on the Judgment Day? Could Balor's leadership push him toward a world title shot? And what role will Roxanne Perez play in this chaos? The beauty of WWE is that anything can happen, and with SummerSlam's two-night format, there's room for surprises. One thing's for sure, the Judgment Day's days of stability are over, and the fallout is going to be must-see TV. That's all for today's breakdown of the Judgment Day's implosion and the future of Liv Morgan and Dominik Mysterio. If you loved this deep dive, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell for more wrestling analysis from Ring 2 Reality. Do you think Liv and Dominik will leave the Judgment Day? Should Finn Balor take over as leader? Drop your predictions in the comments below, and let's keep the wrestling conversation alive. This is Ring 2 Reality, bringing you the best of wrestling from the ring to your reality. Stay passionate, stay real, and I'll see you in the next one.